Infis Nest and the Cloud Riders are some of the antagonists of Solo: A Star Wars Story, working against Beckett and his crew on their various heists. They actually have some history in Star Wars Legends, so today we're going to compare the two versions of the Cloud Riders between the old Marvel comics and the movie. There will be spoilers ahead. In Legends, the Cloud Riders were a swoop gang that worked on the planet Aduba 3, led by a man named Sergi X Arrogantis. They lived near a farming village called Onakra, and once a year they would attack, ruin their crops, and kidnap their families. So the villagers worked out a deal to pay them a tithe to be left alone. That worked for 3 years until Arrogantis decided he missed the violence and they began attacking again. The villagers were understandably fed up, so they asked Han Solo and Chewbacca for help. They showed up and formed a rival gang called the Starhoppers to fight the Cloud Riders. But then Arrogantis and his crew were all killed anyway by an ancient Sith experiment called the Behemoth from the World Below, which was basically a giant lizard. And so ends the very strange legend of the Cloud Riders. So let's move on to the much more normal story of the Cloud Riders in Solo: A Star Wars Story. They were still known as one of the most infamous swoop gangs in the Outer Rim, but they didn't isolate themselves to one planet. They used their swoops to quickly strike against cargo ships, settlements, or other high-profile targets for goods to sell or gear to use. They seemed to take special pleasure in attacking Crimson Dawn jobs. They traveled from system to system in a ship called the Airy, but they would rarely land because their bikes could launch from altitudes of 400 kilometers. Infis Nest served as the leader of the Cloud Riders, and she eagerly fought in the thick of the action. Her mask and vocoder kept her identity a well-hidden secret. Of course, by the end of the movie, we learned that Infis and the Cloud Riders were more noble in purpose than their Legends counterparts. They worked primarily against the Empire and the criminal syndicates like Crimson Dawn or the Hutt Cartel. They wished to help the downtrodden and oppressed of the galaxy. It's possible that they could have been one of the earliest rebel cells, and some of their members would go on to join other groups like Saw Gerrera's Partisans. Behind the scenes, writer John Kasdan confirmed that the use of the Cloud Rider name was not coincidence. When it was known that a swoop gang would feature in the story, Kasdan found the old Legends Cloud Riders by exploring Wikipedia, and the name was kept. Infis Nest's swoop bike model is the Arrogantis X Skyblade, named in an homage to the original leader of the gang from the Marvel comics. That's all we know about the Cloud Riders so far, but I would be very surprised if we never saw them again. What do you guys think of them? Let me know in the comments, and stay on the lookout for more videos like this covering the movie. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.